Hey everybody, CVH here, and welcome to the first part of our Singleton Gauntlet run from the stream. This was the first ever Singleton Gauntlet I had played. I think by the time you're watching this is only a bit more time to get your runs in, but definitely check it out if you're inclined. This is a format in which you have to build a deck using only one copy of every card in the deck. So I thought I'd take this intro to go over a bit of the deck itself, since I didn't really do that on stream. All the footage you're about to see is from the streamed Gauntlet run. I'm not really going to edit it down. This run did take closing on 2 hours in its entirety. You play until 7 wins or 3 losses. So without spoiling anything, the first bulk of it's going to be in today's video, and part 2, the epic conclusion, is going to be up on the channel tomorrow, so look forward to that. But here is the Battlemage deck I took into the first Gauntlet. I thought it would just be a good time to talk about it now, since I don't know how in-depth I talk about my card choices during the games themselves. But I was actually going to play Scout for the first run. I did play Scout for the Pauper run that went on this channel, though, so I didn't want to put too many of the same class up. And I also heard from Ray Barker in the chat. He said he did a run and he played against 7 Scout decks. You'll see if we actually play against that many in today's and tomorrow's videos, but I decided Battlemage might just be a reasonable deck to play if there was a lot of Scouts, because Merrick Battlemage is a deck that's traditionally quite good against Scout and Constructed. So basically what this deck is sort of like, well, you can't really focus too much in a Singleton format since you're playing one of every card, as I just slowly scroll through so you guys can get the entirety of the list. But basically a lot of it has shades of aggro Battlemage, but more so the mid-rangey Merrick Battlemage. So you can see we're playing some defensive tools there like Fell the Mighty, Ice Storm, just cards that are good enough when you're having to play this many different cards. Late game, the traditional cards like Supreme Atromancer and Kano and Merrick, with some new inclusions like Bringer of Nightmares and Vigilant Giant, Conjuration Tutor and Conjuration Scholar, things that wouldn't really make the cut in too many constructed decks, Battlemage's Onslaught for example, but just, have some decent synergy here. Desperate Conjuring, Dark Rift, these kind of cards. So that is the list. It was pretty versatile. I think it's a pretty solid list for this format, but there's definitely a lot more directions to take this deck, and different classes as well. I think tons of different classes, probably all of them, can compete to some level of success in this format. But hopefully you guys enjoy all the games, and good luck getting through the video. As always, if you do enjoy, feel free to leave a like, stay subscribed to the channel for more Legends content like tomorrow's part 2 of the run. Follow my stream in the description, and I'll see you next time. Yeah, I mean, the rewards aren't better than Arena, so if you don't like the format, don't feel pressured to play it. Are budget control decks even possible? I mean, if you're up against aggro, like, the only cards that help you against those decks are the budget cards anyway. Like, just get your hands on a couple Ice Storms, make sure you have like Harpies, Executes, Night of the Hours, all that stuff is cheap anyway. I wonder if I keep Harpy. Might be fine. It is my only one though. So we know we're not going to Prophecy a Harpy this game. Unless it somehow goes back into my deck. I Battlemage's Onslaught into a Journey to Sovngarde. Yeah, it's not getting played here though.
What have we here? Die, Outlander.
But yeah, much like the Pauper Rumble, if I were busy like trying to get my MMR ready for the Pro Ladder or qualifying for X and X large tournament, then I wouldn't have bothered. But yeah, fun distraction for a weekend. But of all the weekends I could have been really busy with music gigs, I'm glad it was this weekend. Alright, so even if that hits, we can just Tome and trade. Fortunately, a miss, which makes this an even better trade. And he's giving me a card here too, which is questionable considering he already played that first. So I'm gonna assume that was just a misplay. Because that could have just killed it like one card up and he would have lost that for free on my turn. I should have made 1 Premium Blood Dragon. I'm missing like 1 Premium Blood Dragon, 1 Conjuration Tutor. I mean, all of everything I'm missing is like a 1 of, right? Because everything in the deck is a 1 of. Interesting though. Oh, a second Tome. How did he get that in the Singleton format? I could try to keep this alive. He's going into Leaf Lurker turn though, but like that's the thing with this format, right? I can't play around Leaf Lurker. It doesn't make any sense to play around a 1 card in his entire deck when I have a significantly better play. I guess Bolt's also kind of bad for me, like Lightning Bolt. Getting Blood Dragon developed is not really ever that bad. But if I do this, I can just play the Scholar next turn. Alright, if I had that in my hand, yeah, getting a Scholar out of turn early is pretty solid, because then I can conjure it into an 8 cost on turn 6. And still have 3 Magicka remaining. Hey Lightbringer, how you doing? And Mr. New Vegas, how you doing today? Yeah, this is the Rumble. The Singleton Rumble. Need to get the score up, but we are 0-0. This is the first game. Shackling everything out here. Guess those can trade.
Don't underestimate me.
Oh yeah, one Desperate Conjuring too. This is a really nice looking premium, by the way. But I don't really use it a whole lot in Constructed, and I'd have to make a set of them, or it would drive me nuts. But for this format, just one premium would suffice. Probably the best thing about this format. From my perspective.
Khajiit will find a way in.
Alright, well that's not too hard to deal with. I can Harpy it this turn, and bounce it next turn. But first I'm gonna go ahead and... I'm just gonna kill that, right? Do I want to deal any face damage? Oh wait, I can just Vigilante it, but if I Vigilante it, I can't play Desperate Conjuring this turn. I don't know, man. I kind of want to Conjure this turn. It's like the best Conjuring target in my deck.
To dust with you!
Hell yeah, right? Like, that's pretty good. And just in case he has a way to bypass, I could just go for like the safe Shackle that because it's gonna deal 2, but like let's just keep that alive. Yeah, see that's definitely the best play, right? That's definitely the best play. See, premium Conjuring would have given me a premium Frost Giant. Maybe I go into the collection and make one premium Desperate Conjuring between games. Now some RNG. Well, think of all the 8 costs though. Like that's why Conjuring into an 8 cost is one of the best. You get like this Vigilant Giant. I guess Spider Dater is around there too, but you know the odds of Spider Dater got lower when this set released. Auroran Sentry's fine. Like there really isn't a bad. There's no 8 drop that's as bad as a 1/2. Like you're never gonna roll that low. Even Spider Dater's occasionally alright. It's better than a 1/2. Not much is clear. What does Desperate Conjuring do? It sacrifices one of your guys to summon a random creature that costs 2 more. Back in the day, Control Mages used to use this on Manticora to bring out either Odaving or Iron Atronach. Now it's Odaving, Iron Atronach, or Parthenax. Some of them also use it on like Fate Weavers for the same 8 cost, and also Dark Harvesters. I think this happens now. Because this happens. It doesn't really need to happen. I could just, like, Spirit. Or I could Blacksmith Mace. Oh, I want to kill that too. I'm just gonna do this. It's not the most favorable thing ever.
There's nowhere they can hide.
And then this trades favorably, this trades favorably, and I develop something with 3 attack in the left probably, just so I can start trading. And I even get a 4 life next turn. Not bad. I don't get 4 life next turn. It's okay, we have a lot more threats, probably. Who knows? Let's see, probably go High Rock this turn. It's like a fine turn to use that. Like even Desperate Conjuring on something like this, if I really needed to, is like not the worst. Don't know why I'm playing around Territorial Viper. That was the only one. I guess, no, he hasn't played an Elder Gleam Matron, so we're playing around Elder Gleam Matron Territorial Viper. I guess I always have to think about Wabbajack too, technically playing around every card in the game if possible is correct. It's mostly possible here. No. High Rock is only the 5/5. The Storm Atronach, which is the 7/5 with wards, and the 5/3 Flame Atronach. It's only Frost, Flame, and Storm. Kind of regretting playing Vigilante earlier. How much damage could I do if I wanted? I could just deal 7.
A strong arm is what you need.
That extra 1 point doesn't seem to be relevant or good here. Shit. Maybe the 1 damage is good. Because if literally everything lives, I might kill him. Well, now it's not good to do it because I might give him a prophecy, but I have like 3, 10, 15, 18, 20. Like, it's looking pretty good. Alright, I'm just gonna... there's no way everything lives anyway, right? He's gonna guard, he's gonna remove, he's gonna shackle. Something's gonna happen. So playing for that very specific lethal is probably just... Especially if I already played the 5/5, it's probably just not right. Because then he could get Fighter's Guild for free and I just kind of lose everything. Everything I've worked so hard for. I assume he removes something here. This is the priority, but it's kind of hard to kill. Yeah, he's gonna guard, so it's okay. Because I can do this, but I can't do this with all the extra damage. Deepwater Blessing. I don't think I'd play that even in this format. I feel like there are just good green cards. Alright, that would have been 11 Magicus, and no, we did not have lethal, guys. It's kind of close. I could go for Onslaught. Depends on how much I want to trade. Because Onslaught's fine, but so is Belligerent Giant. I'm just going to go for Belligerent Giant on the 6/6 here. I'll take a favorable though since I'm not killing him this turn. The card's actually kind of scary too. Even the effect, right? Unfortunately, I can't react to this too well. Yeah, it says random Atronach, but it's only the 3.
Just give me a name.
Okay.
Close ranks, let nothing through.
All in pop.
Planned, obviously. No, but seriously, that's why we left 3 Magic open. You don't just like play that or play this first and let's see what happens. If he hadn't gotten a prophecy in that rune, I could have just gotten 3 attack down to 11 or something. Alright, now we should win with the Earthbone Spinner. Maybe. Gonna swing for the 7 first. Wait, I don't need to do that, right? I can just, I can sometimes kill him if I onslaught into the right thing.
Honor and blood.
Yeah, we can bypass both runes if we onslaught into something that's affordable that gives us 2 more attack. And that did exactly that. A convincing game 1. I don't know. He's actually getting kind of aggressive in the beginning. So it wasn't, like, totally convincing. It's kind of scary. Oh, there's literally a thread on the Reddit I just saw called High Rock Summoner needs to be updated, but it's always been like that, and there's always been Atronachs you couldn't get, like Iron Atronach and Flesh. I just sort of understood that those are the 3 random ones, and he's not mentioning Mage's Guild Retreat because no one plays that bad card, but that is also another one that can only get those 3. Also, well, never mind, Dark Rift only gets the one, but yeah. It's Mage's Guild Retreat and Crystal Tower Crafter that I think are the only one. Not High Rock Summoner. Jesus. You guys know what I mean.
May you walk on warm sands.
So ring into Dark Rift against Archer as long as we're not getting pressured could maybe carry the game because they don't really use support removal. Maybe more people are playing like one Vicious Drag because of space. Just gonna hope he's not. Back in the day I could have done that last turn. But back in the day that card was tier 1 constructed playable.
My scales move in shadow.
She could spawn Iron Atro, it'd be an epic roulette. You think so? I mean, I think the card would be significantly worse. You actually, typically when you play High Rock Summoner, you'd like to get something you can actually cast that game. Maybe it gets slightly better in Arena? Probably not though, you never take Iron Atronach in Arena. Like if you pretend you got offered a Storm Atronach versus an Iron Atronach, what are you taking there? Because I'm taking Storm every single time. My Rage Archer has a win rate of 20? Good lord. Please tell me that was just 5 games. I've gone 20% with some decks that wound up going like 80% in 5 games. Sometimes you have a rough 5 games.
Close ranks, let nothing through.
Oh yeah, in like the right circumstance it could be sick, but the idea of the card being okay is that at least you can like roll for like the 1 in 3 guard sometimes, or the 1 in 3 big ward finisher. I'd rather have the 7/5 ward than like a 10/10 that's gonna get silenced. At least my 7/5 ward can't really die when it gets silenced, it just gets unwarded. Do we think he's thinking about his last magic, or do we think he's swearing profusely at his monitor right now? Oh, he's thinking. He's got to play. Whoa. I guess I'd draw a card.
Pain and ecstasy.
Could just keep this healthy. I really don't know. Keeping this alive, like even though he has the bat, like I'll have this and that, and he'd have to, well, he'd want to bat both of them, I think. Well, yeah, I don't know. Alright, I'll do this. This will make him want to bat into the 2/1, which is now a 4/1. And if he does that, he's not killing my 2/2, so I get a favorable over there. And this might possibly live. If he has bat finish off, this gets a little weird, but I still have the board. Swearing profusely, that's what I do. Aha, the Murkwater Witch Bat combination. Oh, that's a good one. I think I might just make an 8/1. Alright, it's doing the favorable for me. This could be a fine Battlemage Onslaught turn, though. Battlemage's Onslaught. I know what the card's name is. I promise. Thievery. Battle Axe, I can't play that right now. Earthbone. Well, that's a good one. Get 2 Earthbones again. I hope I didn't forget anything in this deck. Sometimes just get that feeling. It's weird to make these 1-up decks.
There isn't a lock that will keep this one out.
So I'm gonna smack here first, because I'm gonna give him a card anyway this turn. I was hoping it would spawn on the right. I could kill that if I really want to.
The forest forest will not suffer your presence.
It is kind of a tight race right now. I have like a really good hand, but might as well play it a bit overly cautious than overly crazy. I still don't know what crazy one-ofs are being played this format that I should play around that I don't normally play around. It's like Palace Prowler is so bad, it's like I don't even feel like it's a good Earthbone, but it was a free Earthbone, came off of like 1/3 of the Onslaught value. And I got the Smork action, the Smork Battle Axe. Yeah, that's gonna get belligerent gianted. That's what's gonna happen there, guys. You have 19 damage this turn if we wanted. Of course.
The day is mine.
Shit, man. Belligerent Giant's still objectively correct here. If he has the one of Rage to go along with this one of Werebat, it's gonna be a dark day. It's not even really gonna be that dark. He drains for like 12 because of 23 and he only has this on the boards. Yeah, it's fine. It'll be sad, but he can't do anything else with the Rage. No, I didn't put Jizargo in. No, he played one bat twice. He played close call. Is that a tusked bristleback? Ugh. If you guys are watching this later on YouTube as opposed to in the stream right now and you're wondering, why does CVH look so tired? It's because it's like, it's very, I don't want to say what time it is because a lot of people are awake and fully functional by now, but I'm usually not. But I am today, so I can stream earlier before I have to head out. So, yeah. The stream probably knows this is not my normal stream time, but you on YouTube might not know if you're watching this as a rebroadcast, or it's not, it's just a video at that point. Alright, Daggerfall with the ring. If I keep both these with the ring and I don't get a 2-drop, it kinda doesn't work out a lot, but I'm gonna try it. I did get a 2-drop. That was planned. That does make me feel better, eh? Thank you for saying that. Isn't it like midnight for you? Bringing it out. This deck does have a fair amount of RNG cards, but it's not like I was trying to make it wacky. It just sort of turned into that because they're all almost reasonable cards, which is why a lot of them see arena play. But when you're trying to find like the best 50 cards to put in your deck as opposed to like the best 20 or 30 when you're using duplicates of a lot of the cards, then a lot of them get better. Makes it strange. I mean, usually, yeah, it's not like that early of a stream, but it is early for me. My schedule usually keeps me up until like 1 or 2 a.m. I could just go for it, but meh. Guard on this is good, ward on this is good. charge on this is always good.
I see you're in need of my wisdom. Protect the Harbinger.
Well, if he gets the kill anyway, I'm gonna take the 2 damage. I can't complain. Drain is really just powerful. Turns this into that one Hearthstone card with basically Warden Drain, right? 3 cost 2/2 Warden Drain. In that game it's called Divine Shield and Lifesteal. I forget the name of that card, I think it came out after my time. And then 4/4 with, you know, if I just played a 4-drop 4/4 with Ward, that's just worth it by itself. Mystic Dragon was gonna be a Ward, but they changed it because it was gonna be too good. Scrounger's magic efficient, so it's just this and this, or just Jarl. Guess I attack first and see what happens.
You can't escape.
Probably going with this in case it's Slayer, Black Sap.
You can't escape.
Alright, I'll look like I'm gonna trade with that, but I'll probably use the Scrounger. Or I'll just use this if I have a better play, which it looks like I might. Wicker Flame Burn Bristle. Oh, how did I not remember that? Like... Alright, I get a free pass on forgetting that card's name. That's like a million syllables.
My friend would like to say hello.
I mean, I woke up this early yesterday too, but I wasn't prepared to stream. Like, I woke up, ate breakfast, and had like an 11 o'clock rehearsal. So I was basically already there at this point, but yeah. Yeah, I still like the tutor here, gotta be honest.
Ride that shall take you. Conjuration never stands.
Think about the last Control Monk deck that Furrow uploaded? I don't really watch other people. Gonna be honest, it's probably good. Or at least good enough. I don't think Control Monk is good. But I'm sure his version is passable for Control Monk. Aw, man. I want the value. I don't even really need to be trading here, but I'm going to.
We'll see how they like someone who fights back.
Premium Dawnbreaker is nice, man. My dog woke me up, would I like to sleep in longer? Oh god, I woke up and I went to the bathroom to take a shower. And like the first thing that greets me is my cat throwing up in the hallway. I was like, come on, man. Good morning to you too. So I got to perform some cleanup duties. Always a great way to start the day. So close to lethal, but so far. I might just Merrick on 2. Last time I really get value.
Extend our breath. We are ready for battle.
Okay, that was not good.
As long as I draw breath. Ancestors proud.
It's hard to imagine him turning this one back around though. Like if one thing lives, I kill him. Ram Scout equals cancer? Jesus. First of all, no deck is cancer, and calling decks in a card game cancer makes you look less than great. Second of all, it's not even tier 1, and it's your fault if you don't know how to beat it like 5 months into people complaining about it. 4 months, excuse me. But yes, some decks are weak to Scout. It's one of the better, slower decks. Yeah, we definitely do this first.
That was fought well. It has been an engaging hunt.
Net decking equals cancer? Nope. Net decking is what bad players like to complain about when they refuse to do research and learn card quality and then build their first bad decks and are mad that they're losing to good decks and they can't explain why their decks are worse. So they just blame people copying good decks. Like, you know, if you do poorly on a test, you don't blame the person next to you for like doing his research and finding the right answer, right? Like, if you go in blind and you do poorly, that's 100% your fault. The first thing I did in this game, when I started playing it 15 months ago, and I'm speaking as someone who gets net decked a lot now, like, I can build my own reasonable decks because I know card quality and how things work, and then people usually copy me. Even if the decks themselves aren't great, people just trust my card quality, my deck quality, they just copy my decks, it just happens. But when I first started, you know what I did? The first thing I did, after I like learned the basics, I went on Legends decks, which existed back then still, and I checked out, like, top 10 Legend players' decks. And then I built one of them. And I didn't have everything for it, but I like made semi-reasonable budget replacements. And the next thing I did was hit High Legend with that deck. And then I realized, after experimenting more, that his deck that I copied, even though it was a High Legend, it was like a #1 Legend Archer deck, it had bad cards in it. But, you know, I learned that over time, and I wanted to have a good tool to learn with. I didn't want to learn with some garbage. And I knew if I tried to build the deck, not knowing any of the cards or any of the meta, it would be garbage. Like, why would I want to play with garbage? I want to actually see what works. And I used that deck to give myself a reasonable tool while I played against other people and saw what they were using. Like, if there's information out there and you choose not to use it, like, I mean, that's not right. There's information out there for a reason. I think this is good. I don't really want to play, I mean, I do want to play Rift, but I don't want to play Quartermaster with the Rift this turn. I do not have fear in this deck, no. Making the game boring, playing the same 2 decks over and over is right, but you don't play the same 2 decks over and over. There's no single best deck. People net deck because they want to do well. Like, there are way more than 2 good decks out there. Like, I'm sorry to all those people who think the game is boring because they're Flesh Sculpture, Flesh Atronach, like a bunch of bad cards that people think is good. Like, you can't play like Devoth Fear, Altar of Despair, Battlemage. You know, that's not going to be good. Net decking is not the reason that is bad, though. The reason that's bad is because there is, like, if you list all the cards in the game, there is an order at which they are good and bad. And even if people don't copy, like, the top tier, like, even if you nerf the top 10 cards, then the next 10 would be the best cards in the game. And that's the same truth for, like, the deck construction. That's just, there's just an order at which things are good. And just because people, like, even if people don't net deck, they're going to find out what's good anyway. Like, just through common sense. And it's, all of your bad cards are never going to be good cards, unless the good cards get nerfed or rotated or something like that. I do have exactly the right amount of Magicka.
I keep a spare blade in my boot.
Sorry for opening the sky. I got that off right. I don't know, like, this meta's been, like, no one really even, like, people net deck in this game, but, like, you see Ram Scout, like, maybe, at most, ever, like, at the most it was ever dense. I saw it, like, maybe 1/5 of my games, and there's, like, at least 2 high-tier aggro decks, plus the token decks, just, like, mid-range Archer, mid-range Sorcerer, mid-range Mage, mid-range, did I say Archer? Rage Archer, mid-range Scout, all still viable. One of the problems with net decking at the moment, I will say, is that there's, like, very few content creators, so the options for net decking are limited, because there's, like, no tournament lists to look at, and there's only, like, you know, someone said Matt, plus me, plus Furrow. Brad's kind of gone. Link still does it, like, Romanesque, but, like, it's not like Hearthstone, where you have, like, 100 pros you can follow on Twitter and see, like, a shitload of different lists. There's limited options for people who want to, like, learn, like, I'm not saying there's limited options for people who want to just copy decks, but, like, if you are new and you come into the game, resources are limited, so people tend to copy, like, the same decks. Like, whatever I play is going to be popular that week, which is kind of unfortunate. Even if I don't think it's good, people are going to think it's good. Because, like, you don't know where to look, you just look at whoever's streaming or making videos. No, but, like, I don't need, like, this meta's, you cannot, how, I don't need, I don't even see the same decks over and over. Like, you can't, do you expect there to be like a literally even split, like 10% Battle Mage, 10% Archer, 10% Scout, 10% Spell Sword? Like, that's not gonna happen. Like, we already talked about like the structure of power. That's not net decking's fault. That's the fact that cards exist that are different power level. Like, if there are cards that exist that are different power level, there are gonna be different power level decks. And there's never gonna be like an even 10% split of all the classes. It's gonna be closer than you think probably, but you're gonna see like, based on whatever's the flavor of the week and whatever is like well positioned, people are gonna play that. You can't blame people for wanting to play a not shitty deck. I mean, I guess you could, but it's counterproductive. Actually gonna do this. I should have done it first, obviously, but now that I'm thinking about it, it makes a lot of sense.
Orders.
See, I don't even think decks are really cancer in Hearthstone. Like, when there's like a meta, I enjoyed that. I enjoyed the fact that in Hearthstone I could queue up ladder and I knew I was gonna play against high tier decks every time. It was great. Yeah, Legend, I see tons of different things. Like, if I had to say what the most popular deck was right now, it'd be like probably the Aggro Crusaders, the highest density, but there's no way I'm seeing that more than like 15 to 20% of the time, which in my opinion is perfectly reasonable. People want to play, like, if a third of my opponents play straight up aggro, and that's the best or most popular aggro deck at the moment, then yeah, I can expect to see it, and I don't think that's unreasonable. I can just say to myself, alright, I will not play a deck that is very weak to that deck, if I don't want to lose to it. Like, if you know it's out there, and your opponents all know it's out there, and a lot of them are going to choose to play it, just don't play a deck that's that weak to it. First Rune, Mystic Dragon in a 50-card Singleton format. Oh my god, he is playing Mage's Guild Retreat. I mentioned that card not being ideal earlier. Stand by it.
We obey. Do not test me. We'll see how they like someone who fights back.
But yeah, I mean, if you can, like, I mean, maybe at low ranks it's bad because, like, you know, when again, low ranked players, when I was low ranked and just starting out, what I did was I just checked out what decks were out there. The people always act like a tournament scene would make it more defined, when I think in reality we'd have more decks to look at, especially in multi-deck formats. There'd be a lot more deck lists to, like, get new players to say, oh, this works, this works, this works, this works, this works. But yeah, at Legend, like, I mean, in this meta currently, I believe there's like 20 plus different styles of decks that can get you to top 5 to Legend #1. I need just hit Legend #1 with Altar Assassin, and I'm pretty sure it sucks. Like, compared to a lot of the other decks, like Ram Scout, Aggro Crusader, like, I'm pretty sure the power level is not there, but you can take it to #1, and I don't know, that's got to be indicative of a good format, right? Like a good meta.
Do not test me.
I shouldn't conjure this, right? It's just a weak play.
Let's heat things up.
Yeah, deck variety in this game is a blessing, but if I literally only saw the same 5 decks over and over, I wouldn't mind. Like, I would rather play another of the same top tier deck I just played than something wacky that doesn't feel like a game. Like, when I play against something that's clearly just a meme deck, like, it doesn't feel fulfilling to win. It definitely doesn't feel fulfilling on the off chance I lose. But I don't know. It's like if you bring a gun to a gunfight and the other guy brings a knife, like, you shoot him, okay, you won. Did it feel good? Was it a back and forth battle? Were both players really prepared for that? I have 8 damage with the Battlemage, but this is just kind of really good. Is it really good? It should be pretty good. Do I play it over here and just ignore that? I guess I go in first and reassess. I don't think I die from this next turn, so I'm gonna play it over here, maybe get a guard.
The Conjuration Mage never stands alone. Valenwood protects us.
Alright, that might be the second worst one. It still upgrades it from a 3-3 to a 5-5, but yeah, it's not great. Eh.
Be on your guard.
Gross.
We'll put a stop to their tricks.
The wannabe lava Atronach. It's gonna be a weird one.
Do not test me! I'll kill you where you stand.
No, I don't like the way I played it. I do not. This play is very all-in and really bad against... I guess there's not a lot of silence. I mean, if I get one more damage, technically I have a potential lethal here. Oh, geez, he had another one.
Not so fast.
Wow, that was the second item, or the second action too. Maybe this card is reasonable. I don't think so. But he did sort of build around it maybe with a lot of actions. Yeah, probably just that. And since he gets another one, oh, I guess that is good, but I still can't necessarily beat the 5-5 on the left. And Ice Storm everything else away.
A hard-fought victory.
All it would take is an Ice Storm and a Firebolt to stabilize here. When people say a hard-fought victory first. Dan's game. Yeah, since the 5-5 costs 5, and that would be 7 plus 6, it's a kind of an illegal play. And this never saves me because I can never deal with that, plus that. I can, like, bounce that, trade both. I need more damage anyway, yeah. See if we get the 5-5. We did not, so we wouldn't have gotten it even if we had 13 Magicka.
Kashyyyk is done for.
Roll the dice on the summoner? Well, I can roll the dice, but none of the outcomes are good for me. Since I can't afford that plus Ice Storm with the High Rock. There's always something that I can't deal with on that board. Didn't expect him to get two different procs on the Mage's Guild Retreat. Oh, best way to play Spellsword at the moment? I mean, token Spellsword, but that's kind of like every other token deck, just with Bone Colossus. It's a pretty reasonable hand. I'd like a 2 or 3, but Reaver the Ring is solid and we already have a 1-drop. Yeah, that's fine. We can just Crown Quartermaster, then turn 2 Dark Rift, turn 3 Reeve.
What have we here? Well met, marsh friend.
May you walk on warm sands.
Do your worst.
That music's off because I'm probably going to put a lot of this on YouTube. I play around 1-0 Viper. Even if I play around the 1-0 Viper, it'd Viper me next turn. I don't have a guard to protect it in the shadow lane anyway.
If I fall,
I can actually answer that. I could Stormcloak Vanguard Dagger. It's better to Rapid Shot and draw, or use the Dagger here and save Rapid Shot for an X1 that I might not be able to deal with otherwise. I think it's better to do this with the Dagger.
the Nords must take back Skyrim.
If this is a Greystone Ravager, we were ready.
My arrows shall fly true.
Oh, we can Rapid Shot it away. I don't think that's very good. Nah, probably not. I mean, he could like battle axe it up or something, but expecting finish off Leaf Lurker. Yeah. Basically a Leaf Lurker without the body. Basically finish off, I mean.
Don't underestimate me.
It was just this. I don't know. This gives me 2 potential targets for Spear. Oh, Gardener doesn't draw items, yeah. Only things that say draw cards. And I wouldn't even really call it a one-turn kill Gardener deck. Yeah, I tried Arcane Enchanter in the first versions, and just to roll Drain on things, because I didn't realize that Glass Helm of Remedy was a good card. But yeah, I don't play Glass Helm. It's not very good. It's like Mundastone, except even more inconsistent and slow. It's cute when it rolls charge, but yeah, the items don't retain their keywords in the discard pile, so when you get something back with Master or copy it with Gardener, it doesn't get the keywords. Only gets keywords when you physically draw the cards from your deck, or use like a Forsworn Looter to draw them, or use like a Crown Quartermaster. It goes off Crown Quartermaster and Daggerfall Mage. Those work. I'd like this to stay alive. There's a lot of stuff I'd like this turn, though. Keeping it alive just means using Spear of Embers on this. But maybe I should just... I don't know, if I kill that to prevent it from killing that, it's kind of just pointless, right? Because he's gonna kill it anyway if it's fast trade there.
To death with you!
I guess that's the preferred place for it. Gambit's gonna suck.
Let's heat things up.
He's gonna say, at least I have my 7/5. Alright. At least I have my Breton Conjure. Rapid Shot combo. Or maybe it's Stormcloak, Vanguard, Battle Rage, or because I pushed the 2 immediately. And by Vanguard, I mean Battalion.
Orders? I'm ready for anything.
And I just need to roll a total of 6 damage on 2 items. And I get a 3rd item too. Rapid Conjure and attack works. Well, then I put a 5/5 on the board, but I lose my 5/4 to do so. It's like spending $1 to get $1. Just didn't feel amazing. Although I could just ignore the lane. Do you think he has the 1 of Rage?
Gore and glory. The elements are mine to control.
Things up.
Oh, I get a prophecy. It's just lightning bolt. Okay.
Be on your guard.
Your guess is tool atop the world? It's hard to make reads, man. They're all 1-ofs. If they even are in the deck. Oh, does he have the 1-of Snaketooth and the 1-of Rage? Looks like he's... Is he gonna attack? That'd be very sad to have the 1-of Belligerent Giant, the 1-of Snaketooth, and the 1-of Rage. I know I played into it. Let's go. If you got it, you got it. Cards are on the table. Ha.
I'll kill you where you stand.
Guess it's a fine Merrick turn.
By Stendar's breath, we are ready for
A lot
battle.
of potential good items. Could roll ward on that again.
I'll kill you where you stand. All too simple. Stand fast. I'll kill you where you stand.
Khajiit will find a way in.
Oh, break runes with mid-range decks? Pressure. Usually pressure. I mean, if you're mid-range is like has to play slower against aggro, because if you try to race, they'll probably win unless you have a shitload of prophecies like the mid-range mage. But yeah, I mean, if you're playing Dawnstar healers, you wait until Dawnstar against aggro, but against slower decks, you should start pressuring.
There's nowhere they can hide. The hunter becomes the hunted.
For shield and glory. All too I'll kill you where you stand.
Shall we put in a dishonest day's work?
Just lost to the 1-of Rage on 2 and 7.
Guide us.
Yeah, I mean, if you can play around it, it's still okay too, but like, you don't want to go completely out of your way to play around a 1-of. Just doesn't feel good. It's hard to justify, man.
We obey. For guild and glory. All too simple.